Welcome back everyone, I'm Val, and for today's video we are in Cambodia, most specifically in one of the most magical historical places you can visit in Southeast Asia. This is Angkor Wat. So the temple Angkor Wat is the main reason why most travelers visit Cambodia, and it is indeed a must visit when you are in that country. Angkor Wat is the biggest religious monument in the world, and it actually is a group of temples and religious complexes. There is one main Angkor Wat temple, since remember that Angkor is capital and Wat is temple. So there is one main structure that is called Angkor Wat temple in itself, but when you mention Angkor Wat, it basically does reference to the entire complex. The Angkor Wat main temple was originally built as a Hindu temple for the god Vishnu during the Khmer Empire. Then it gradually transformed into a Buddhist temple during the 12th century. The place was also the capital of the Khmer Empire, and after its fall, the entire complex remained abandoned for years. Despite this, Angkor Wat is one of the structures in the complex that's kept itself better and is the best preserved temple at site. The best time to visit Angkor Wat depends entirely on you. The most popular visiting time is during dry season, that is between November and February. But if you want to see the common water mirror around the temple, where you can take pictures with the structure reflected in the water, you will have better luck at seeing that during rainy season, which is also the time of the year where it's less crowded. You will see many tours that offer to see the sunrise in Angkor Wat, so that is actually one of the most popular visits. But depending on the order in which you do the temples, you actually can see some places less crowded than others during your visit. Regarding the price, you can see all the temple complex in one day, or at least the main temples, but in order to be able to see the entire place, you will need more than one day. In the official website, you will find ticket entrances for 1 day, 3 days, and 7 days. The 1 day ticket is $37 and the 3 days ticket is $62. We did everything in just 1 day and just visited the main temples because it is a very long walk. We actually hired a tour when we arrived to Siem Reap. In the morning, we got an offer from a tuk-tuk to take us around Angkor Wat and take care of the entrance fees and everything. So we were able to watch the sunrise, and he took us around all the temples because reaching each structure walking is actually very hard. They are not that close by. So you can either hire a tour directly in Siem Reap or buy the official ticket in the website. If you hire a tour directly in Siem Reap, you may find some discounts compared to the website, and the people usually offer to take you around the entire complex, which is also a plus. Now, if you're planning a 1 day visit to Angkor Wat, these are the main temples you have to see. Obviously, the main Angkor Wat. This structure is actually in the Cambodian flag, so you will recognize it right away. And if you hire a tour, your guide can explain the entire history about the temple, everything that is around, and you can take some amazing pictures during sunrise or sunset. This was the structure that was initially built as a Hindu temple and slowly turned into a Buddhist temple. After that, you can definitely visit Bayon Temple, which is entirely a Buddhist temple and is also known as the Temple of the 100 Faces because its more noticeable feature is the smiling stone faces that are all around the structure. After those two, you can visit the main gates, which are also very popular for pictures, and another one of the most popular temples in the entire complex, that is the Tomb Raider Temple. You may recognize this from the movie, but it's one of the only temples that was not entirely restored when Europeans came to do restoration works in the Angkor Wat complex, because when the architecture saw it, he was charmed by the way nature had claimed the temple back, so he decided to leave it as is. The name of the temple is actually Ta Prohm, but it's very known as Tomb Raider Temple, and it is quite magnificent to see all the trees grow around the structure. After that, you can walk around or stroll around the complex and see many other temples that have kept its entire structure, and if you're hiring a tour, your guide can explain the history of them. There are also restaurants where you can have local food, breakfast and lunch in the complex, and many places where you can buy water. And do buy water because the heat is tough and the complex is very big, so you will be doing a lot of exercise. As for the dress code, remember that most Hindu and Buddhist temples have a dress code here in Southeast Asia, so make sure to go covering your shoulders and your knees, or at least taking a sarong or a skirt or something that you can use to cover yourself when you enter sacred ground. Remember to behave when you visit different places, so do not litter around. And even if you're not either Buddhist or Hindu, of course, respect the culture. There are many spots where you can take amazing pictures of Angkor Wat. All the temples are Instagram worthy for pictures, and make sure to explore as much as you can because the complex is really worth it. In order to get to Angkor Wat, you can actually take a night bus from Phnom Penh, which is Cambodian capital, to Siem Reap, that is the city closest to Angkor Wat. And from Siem Reap, you can actually take any bus or tuk-tuk to the complex. My advice is that you stay and book your accommodation in Siem Reap. You can find affordable and luxury accommodation that range from different prices. And from there, you visit the temple, either in a one-day trip or a 3-day trip. In Siem Reap, there is also a market street and a pub street, so if there are things that you want to do in the city in itself, aside from visiting the temple complex, you can do it. And those are my tips for this place. Make sure to enjoy your visit because I assure you it will definitely be worth it. Tell me in the comments if you have visited this place or if you would like to. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you like my content and to subscribe and turn on notifications. That's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next trip.